to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 funniest movies of the 1990s.
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Oh, 500. Oh, okay. All right, no problem. Here, put us down for 4, in case we want seconds.
For this list, we'll be looking at fan-favorite comedy films from the 1990s and ranking them based on laugh factor and legacy. What is your favorite comedy from the era? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, Clerks. Kevin Smith changed the comedy landscape with Clerks. Considering it was shot in black and white and made on a paltry budget of $27,000, that's saying a lot.
Something like 36?
What? Something like 36?
Lower your voice.
Wait, what is that anyway? Something like 36? Does that include me?
37.
I'm 37?
Going to class.
Oh my God.
Smith filmed the movie in the convenience store where he was working at the time, and he gathered the funds by maxing out credit cards, selling items from his comic collection, and dipping into his college fund.
You know, there's a million fine-looking women in the world, dude, but they don't all bring you lasagna at work. Most of them just cheat on you.
The movie was praised for its grounded realism, with dialogue and jokes centered largely around everyday occurrences and pop culture references. It was more like watching a home video of friends talking and goofing around, and that's pretty much what Smith was going for.
Think the average stormtrooper knows how to install a toilet main? All they know is killing in white uniforms.
All right, so they bring in independent contractors. Why are you so upset at its destruction?
All those innocent contractors brought in to do the job were killed. Casualties of a war they had nothing to do with.
Clerks inspired a generation of aspiring filmmakers, and it's one of the shining accomplishments of the 1990s. Number 9, There's Something About Mary. The Farrelly brothers found a magic formula. They learned to deftly blend elements of gross-out humour and genuine heart.
I got it stuck. You got what stuck? It. Oh! It, listen, it's not the end of the world. These kind of things happen. Let's have a look at it. Oh, for God, never sake!
The result was There's Something About Mary, a unique concoction that proved enormously popular owing to its wide-ranging demographics. It was widely heralded as one of the best movies of 1998, in no small part thanks to Cameron Diaz's charming lead performance, as well as the stellar writing and directing that balanced disparate genres with aplomb.
No, I was thinking along the lines maybe of somebody like an architect or something. But I want somebody with freedom in their job, you know? Somebody who can do it anywhere and just leave at a drop of a hat.
One minute the audience was touched over a cute sentiment, the next they were howling in disgusted delight at what Mary just put in her hair.
So when you say, killer, you mean...
He's a murderer. Yeah.
Like an actual convicted murderer?
He killed people. I know, it's crazy.
The movie is a laugh-a-minute riot, and it proved that infantile humour is truly ageless. Number 8, Billy Madison. Adam Sandler was an established performer by 1995, but it was Billy Madison that made him a star. The movie sees the gleefully silly man-child returning to grade school so he can prove to his father that he's smart enough to run the family company.
Cut it out, dude. You're gonna get us in trouble.
Today, Junior?
It doesn't make a lick of sense, but it doesn't need to.
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
It's simply an excuse for Sandler to act childish, and in that regard, it works wonderfully. The jokes come fast, most of them centre around Billy's obnoxious and immature personality. Those who love Sandler's brand of comedy found a lot to like here, including Billy's screams of gibberish and inappropriate bursts of anger.
Well, gentlemen, I can't thank you enough for coming out here this evening. Please, Billy, please, no gibberish tonight, please, I beg you.
Sorry, Daddy.
1 year later, Sandler would continue the formula with Happy Gilmore, itself another comedy classic.
I was on this tour for one reason, money. But now I got a new reason, kicking your ass.
Well, I'd like to see you try. Let's do it.
Number 7, Home Alone.
I made my family disappear.
Upon its release in November 1990, this Christmas film shattered box office records, becoming at the time the 3rd highest grossing movie ever. It was also the highest grossing live-action comedy, a record it held until The Hangover Part 2 in 2011.
We did it, Stu. It's over.
Not only is it a warm family film for the holidays, complete with cozy interiors, snow, and rousing feel-good music, but it's also really, really funny. Watching Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern flail around like buffoons proves endlessly enjoyable, and Macaulay Culkin carries a large portion of the movie by himself, with many of his quotes and actions becoming the stuff of movie legend.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Who amongst us hasn't looked at Aftershave and thought of that famous mirror scene?
I can't seem to find my toothbrush, so I'll pick one up when I go out today. Other than that, I'm in good shape.
Number 6, Office Space.
It's not shipping out till tomorrow, so there's no problem.
Yeah. If you could just go ahead and make sure you do that from now on, that would be great. And, I'll go ahead and make sure you get another copy of that memo. Okay?
Yeah, no, I have the memo. I've got it. It's right.
Hello, Phil. What's happening?
Mike Judge had his finger on a frustrated generation of office drones, and his 1999 comedy Office Space inspired an outpouring of love, laughs, and a little bit of grief. In Office Space, Judge and his actors hilariously and tragically capture the mundane and unending nightmare that was corporate office work in the late 1990s.
Ever since I started working, every single day of my life has been worse than the day before it. So that means that every single day that you see me, that's on the worst day of my life.
Audiences howled along as their own lives played out in slightly exaggerated fashion before them. Many aspects of the film have also become iconic pieces of pop culture, including PC Load Letter, Milton's Red Stapler, the infamous printer scene, and of course, most of Bill Lumbergh's mannerisms and quotes.
Hello, Peter. What's happening? I'm gonna need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. So if you could be here around 9, that would be great. Okay?
It's amazing how funny office life can be. Number 5, Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery.
A lot's happened since you were frozen. The Cold War's over.
Well, finally those capitalist pigs will pay for their crimes, eh? Hey, comrades, eh?
There have been countless James Bond spoofs over the years, but none has arguably worked as well as Austin Powers. This movie became a comedy phenomenon thanks to its clever writing and Mike Myers' incredible dual performance as Powers and Dr. Evil. Myers had previously established himself with the excellent Wayne's World, but his work in Austin Powers and its sequels are even more deeply ingrained in pop culture.
Mole.
Oh, shut up! Molly, 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 Molly.
Many of his quotes, including, "Oh, behave," have been endlessly repeated throughout the years, and his mannerisms, like Dr. Evil's pinky-to-mouth gesture, have long been referenced and copied.
Why don't you ever model for me, Mrs. Kensington?
You know how Mr. Kensington feels about that.
Oh, behave. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
The movie also successfully employed a long list of comedy subtypes, including parody, wordplay, visual gags, and slapstick. It's the spy spoof to end all spy spoofs. Number 4, Groundhog Day. This movie took numerous risks, many of which probably shouldn't have worked. The unexplained time loop concept could have proved confusing, and the perpetually grumpy Phil Connors could have been a deeply unlikable character.
Didn't we do this yesterday?
I don't know what you mean.
Don't mess with me, pork chop. What day is this?
It's February 2nd. Groundhog Day.
But thanks to some stellar writing and directing, not to mention the incredibly talented Bill Murray, Groundhog Day became a classic. The movie has been endlessly analysed for its philosophical connotations, but at the end of the day, it's also just a really funny and warm comedy about a man stuck in a time loop. Murray gives a career-best performance as Phil, with most of the movie's humour deriving from his sarcasm, frustration, and general bewilderment, not to mention the hilariously creative ways in which he takes advantage of the loop.
I have been stabbed, shot, poisoned, frozen, hung, electrocuted, and burned.
Oh, really?
And every morning I wake up without a scratch on me, not a dent in the fender. I am an immortal.
Number 3, Dumb and Dumber. Jim Carrey was on an incredible hot streak in the 90s.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? Guys!
In fact, it may be one of the strongest strings of comedy movies in film history. Both Ace Ventura: Pet Detective and The Mask were released the same year as Dumb and Dumber, and 3 years later, Carrey starred in one of the funniest courtroom comedies of all time with Liar Liar.
What the hell are you doing?
I'm kicking my ass, do you mind?
But Dumb and Dumber stands above them all, largely due to the comedic interplay and chemistry between Carrey and Jeff Daniels. The movie is an all-time classic, filled with endlessly quotable dialogue and memorable sequences. Despite being an accomplished dramatic actor, Jeff Daniels will forever be known for his misfortunes on a broken toilet.
The toilet doesn't flush.
No, I was just shaving!
Number 2, The Big Lebowski. Few movies have been memed as much as The Big Lebowski.
You mark that frame and 8, you're entering a world of pain.
I'm not.
A world of pain.
Look, dude, this is your partner.
Has the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a about the rules?
It's a real testament to the enduring popularity and influence of this Coen Brothers classic. The film isn't guffaw-inducing like Dumb and Dumber. Its humour instead largely comes from the dialogue and performances, with Jeff Bridges and John Goodman proving particularly hilarious as the Dude and Walter, respectively. In one scene, viewers are laughing at the dude's mindless stoner persona and dialogue.
Wait, let me explain something to you. I am not Mr. Lebowski. You're Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude. So that's what you call me, you know? That or his dudeness or duder or, you know, El Duderino if you're not into the whole brevity thing.
The next at Walter scorning Donnie for being out of his element.
Walter, he peed on my rug.
He peed on the dude's rug.
Donnie, you're out of your element.
There's even some dark humour in there, like Donnie's ashes being blown directly into the dude's face. It's one of the most quotable comedies ever made. Don't believe us? Just check the internet. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions. American Pie. This gross-out comedy took the teen genre in a new direction.
Well, we'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
Pulp Fiction. This dark crime comedy is funnier than most straightforward comedies.
He's black. Go on. He's bald.
Does he look like a bitch?
What?
Does he look like a bitch? No!
Friday. Ice Cube proved himself a natural comedic talent with this stoner comedy.
How you at?
Oh, it's cool.
Damn! The Full Monty. The rare comedy to be nominated for a Best Picture Oscar. Rush Hour. Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker proved an unpredictable and winning pair.
that again.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Miss Helen? The water's boiling. Hello! Ah! Oh, I'm sorry to frighten you, dear. I must look like a yeti in this get-up.
Most comedy movies are a team effort, but Mrs. Doubtfire is carried almost solely by Robin Williams. That's not to say that everyone else was bad, far from it. But the comedy drama's humour is all thanks to Williams and his antics. He's funny as Daniel Hillard, but most of the magic is derived from his escapades as Mrs. Doubtfire. The high-pitched grandma voice is itself hilarious, as is watching him perform physical feats while dressed as a sweet old lady.
Back off, asshole! Beat it!
There's also the trademark Williams wordplay and infectious energy on display, not to mention a scene in which Williams throws a lime at Pierce Brosnan's head.
Oh, sir, I saw it. Some angry member of the kitchen staff. Did you not tip them? Oh, the terrorists, they ran that way. It was a run by fruiting. I'll get them, sir. Don't worry.
The performance earned Williams another Golden Globe, proving his absolute dominance of the early 90s.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.